Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I just want to thank you guys so much for over 4,000 subscribers now. Each and every one of you means so much to me and I appreciate all your support and everything like that. So thank you so much, and also when I reach 5,000 subscribers I will definitely be doing a giveaway as well, so thank you. Anyway, on to today's video. I thought I would do something a little bit different and I thought I would do a tag, and you've probably seen this going around. It's a new tag created by the beautiful Jacqueline Hill and it is the Ride or Die makeup tag. Now I thought this was such a great idea because it's almost showcasing your ultimate makeup collection of products that you go back to time and time again and you would definitely repurchase, and it's just a really great idea. So I'm going to go in order of how I would put these products on, and here is my ultimate makeup collection. So first off, I'm going to start with primers. This is where I would always start, and I would always start with an eye primer, and my go-to eye primer is an absolute classic cult product and it's the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and this is so much of a cult product. I think I actually have this in the old packaging, but I had it in a double pack with a tinted one as well, but the original one is my Ride or Die primer. I always use this without fail. It's a brilliant eye primer. It always makes my eyeshadow stay and fill in any lines or anything like that, and it's such a great go-to eye primer. Then for face, I would have said the Benefit Professional, but to be honest, ever since I discovered the Nivea Post Shave Balm, thanks to Nikki Tutorials, I haven't looked back. This stuff makes your makeup stick all day long, and I love the consistency of it. It's a really lovely serum consistency. It does smell a bit like your dad, but that smell doesn't last. It literally lasts from the time you put it out, pour it out onto your hands, and then that's it, it goes. But this is such a great product, and the reason why it is good is because it has glycerin in, so it does make your makeup stick. And this is so affordable for a massive bottle. This is 100 ml and you only need a tiny bit. So I would definitely class this as my Ride or Die primer. So starting with brows, this is a product I cannot live without, but I am on a mission to find a drugstore dupe for you guys, which hopefully will be on my blog or something like that, so I'll pop the link for my blog down below. But this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. I did have this in a darker one, but this one is perfect for me now. It's the soft brown. These things last forever, and although they're a bit more expensive than your average sort of pomade or whatever, this you only need a tiny bit and it really does just make your brows stay all day. I love things that have really great longevity to them, and this is one of them. I just use this actually with a Bobbi Brown small eyeliner brush, but this really fills in any sparse areas I have. The other thing, which is one of my Ride or Die brow products, but I haven't been able to purchase this recently because it's not as accessible here in the UK, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I think I have that in the same colour. But I've tried lots of brow products. As you guys know, I do love my drugstore makeup, but I compare this to some of the drugstore brow pencils that I've bought, and the Anastasia just wins over me every time. So I'll try and insert a picture if I haven't already of that, just so you can see it. But them two products are perfect. And then I use this Gimme Brow. This is in the medium deep to set my brows as well, and this is fantastic. It builds up the brows, it gives you that little bit of colour, and it really does set them into place. So my brows every time are absolutely foolproof, right from early in the morning till late at night. Okay, so on to eye products. So I always like to start with a coloured base, sort of a coloured primer, I guess, on top of my Urban Decay primer. I just love this because it helps make my shadows pop, and one I go back to time and time again is the Maybelline Colour Tattoos. You've heard me talk about these in my Maybelline top 5 drugstore products worth buying, but this is the one shade that I do go back to a lot more than the others, and this is on an on bronze. I think in the States this is called something slightly different, but I'm sure it's the same shade. So it's just a shimmery medium brown shade. It's really beautiful actually on its own, but I do tend to wear it with an eyeshadow on top, and it just makes my eyeshadow look really beautiful and foiled, and it just makes it last that little bit longer. So for eyeshadows, Jacqueline actually mentioned a palette, and I think I would have to agree with her. I don't sort of have individual eyeshadows that I lean towards. I do tend to use a palette more, and I would have said a few years back the Urban Decay palette, but ever since I found the makeup brand Revolution, I think it was thanks to a subscriber who told me about them, and to be honest I've never looked back. So my favourite ride or die palette is the Iconic Pro 1 palette, and this is an amazing dupe for the Lorac Pro palette 1. I think I've never used any Lorac eyeshadows, but I have been told that this is a great dupe for it. Anyway, this is what it looks like. So the reason why I love this over the Urban Decay palettes, first of all, it's amazingly affordable. I think it's like £8. The consistency of these shadows is amazing. They blend out, they're super pigmented. And I love the fact that this palette has, I think it's 8 mattes and 8 shimmers, and these are all really wearable shades. And also you can use, I tend to use sometimes these 2 matte shades as brow powders as well. And I just love this palette, especially the neutral shades when I want a more neutral eye look, and then the darker ones for evening. You can do so many things with this, and I will have a makeup tutorial coming up just on this palette, so I can show you sort of how many different looks you can create with this. But this is such an amazing palette, and I also love the fact that it comes with a brush, and this isn't a naff brush at all. This is a really lovely brush. It's really soft. I'll put a close up as well, but it's got this really nice pointed fluffy end which I use sort of to go into my crease, and then this flat end which I use just to pat eyeshadow onto the lid. So this is such a great palette, and a great everyday palette as well, and so affordable like I said. So it definitely has to be the Ride or Die eyeshadow palette. So next up we have foundations, and I actually found this really hard to narrow it down to one foundation because I have a lot of drugstore and high-end favourites, but to me the thing that made me decide was when I got married last year. I actually did my own makeup myself, if you'd seen that, and I talked about it before, but to me I wanted the ultimate, to be honest, ride or die face of products that I knew worked well and lasted really well as well, and just looked really great in photos. So I wanted that ultimate face full of makeup. So this is why I narrowed it down to this foundation. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent, but anyway, the formula of this has changed slightly, so I can't compare it to the new formula, but for me this is my Ride or Die foundation. So here it is. It's Makeup Forever HD foundation. I have this in the shade N117, and the reason why I love this is an absolutely flawless foundation. It looks great in photos. It's a medium to full coverage foundation, but it feels so lightweight on the skin. It gives a beautiful, really subtle glow, and it's just the perfect bridal foundation to me, and it is my Ride or Die foundation. I haven't found anything that quite compares to this. Revlon do a lot of great dupes to this with regards to their photo ready foundation, which I do enjoy, but this just tips the edge for me. So this is definitely my ride or die foundation. Okay, so next on to concealers. Now I've tried quite a few concealers. If you read my blog, you'll know that, and definitely a lot of drugstore and quite a few high-end as well. And this one for me is definitely the ride or die concealer, and it is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I have this in number 10, which is the lightest. And this is such a creamy concealer. It's an absolute dream to apply. It just glides on. It's lovely and creamy and lightweight. It blends in beautifully. And this has got a slight yellow undertone, number 10. I know they do a lot more shades in the US, but here in the UK we only have like 3 shades. But this is a really great shade because of the yellow. It covers up redness, and it just looks really nice and flawless on the skin without looking cakey or wrinkly or anything like that. And it's such great value for money. So this definitely has to be the ultimate concealer for me. So obviously to set your concealer and foundation you need a powder, and this is another drugstore favourite for me. It is the Stay Matte powder from Rimmel. I have this in number 5, Silky Beige, and this really does make your makeup stay matte all day. Obviously you can put the glow back on top, but if you are prone to shininess, especially in the T-zone area, this is a great affordable powder to have. The packaging is not the best, it's a bit naff, but for the price it really does perform well, and that's what you want it to do, and it lasts as well. I find that I just stay matte and non-shiny all day when I use this, and you only need a tiny bit anyway just to dust over those areas and to set your concealer and things like this. But this has to be the ride or die powder for me. So bronzer is something that I cannot live without, and I have another drugstore favourite. This is something that I discovered a few months back, but it has to be my ultimate ride or die bronzer, and it is the L'Oreal Glam Bronze Cushion de Soleil. Now I have talked about this a ton before, so I won't go into detail, but the reason why I absolutely love this over a powder bronzer, I do love my powder bronzers, but this just tips it slightly for me. It just has to go in front because this is a matte bronzer. It blends in beautifully onto the skin. Obviously it doesn't look powdery because it is a cream bronzer. It's buildable, and if you just want that little bit of a glow or a J-Lo glow, this is perfect for it. It's a little bit more expensive for a drugstore bronzer, but this is such a genius product, and I've never seen a bronzer in this cushion formula, so this is definitely a winner for me. So now I'm taking it back up to my favourite high-end products, and next on to blusher. This blusher I absolutely adore. I've never found a blusher as unique as this blusher, and it is the Benefit Rocketeer. This is a beautiful rose gold blusher. I'll just take the brush out so you can see. I've hardly got any left, so I'm going to be crying in a minute because I need to go and repurchase another one. But this is just so stunning on the cheeks. It goes with every look. It's really nice. It is shimmery, but it's not overpowering, so you can put a highlighter on top. By the way, all these products that I've talked about I am wearing today as well, but this is just the ultimate blusher shade for me. It's just so beautiful, and it's just, oh, every time I open it I just sing because it's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous blusher. So highlighter, I'm not just saying this because it is Jaclyn Hill's highlighter, but this definitely has to be my ride or die highlighter. It's amazing. Of course it is the Becca Champagne Pop highlighter. I have never tried anything from Becca until I tried this, but this formula is amazing. It's super buttery, it blends onto the skin beautifully, and this shade is just everything. It is just absolutely stunning, and I don't really need to say any more than that because it just is the ultimate highlighter. So I had to feature a few eyeliners within this tag because eyeliner is a staple within my makeup routine, and I tend to go more towards a gel eyeliner, and my Holy Grail gel eyeliner is the Maybelline Eye Studio one. I love this, it's long lasting, affordable, and it's beautifully pigmented as well. And then I also like to use a pencil in the waterline, and the one I absolutely love, another drugstore favourite, is the Rimmel Scandel Eyes Waterproof Liner, and this is just in black. These two together are a match made in heaven. They're just so great, and drugstore eyeliners have just come such a long way, and these are just equally as long wearing but more affordable than some of the others I've used, so these definitely have to be my ride or die eyeliners. So mascara to me was probably the trickiest out of this tag. I love mascara, I'm a complete mascara junkie. I love trying new mascaras, and for me, one mascara, I can't really sort of narrow it down to one mascara which is my ultimate ride or die mascara. I feel like I have to have two because I always like a lengthening and a volumizing one, so I'm going to cheat a bit and show you three actually. So first of all, just for a normal black mascara, I've never found one that does everything that I want it to do, so I always have to use two, so I had to feature two, but these are my ultimate ride or die black mascaras. And the first one is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. This is a great lengthening mascara, and then on top of that I use the Maybelline Falsies, which just volumizes and gives you that false lash effect, and these together for me do the job really well. So together they are my ride or die mascara. So if they had a baby, this would definitely be the ride or die mascara. So at the moment I have to use two. And then I do love a good brown mascara as well, and I've never found a really great brown mascara until I found this one from Benefit. It's their real one, it's a bit of a mouthful, and this is just in the brown, I think. This is such a chocolatey brown mascara. This does lengthen and thicken. The brush is a bit scary and I have poked my eye out several times, but this is such a beautiful brown mascara. So if you're not into black, I would definitely recommend checking this out. Okay, so we're nearing the end and we're on to lips. So I have one lip liner and one lipstick. Now, being a lipstick and lip gloss and everything lip balm junkie, I actually found this quite easy because, again, this was something that I wore on my wedding day. But I'll start with the lip liner because this wasn't something I wore on my wedding day. I only discovered this a few months back. But this has to be my ride or die lip liner. It's from Essence. It's only £1, which is amazing. It does an equally as good job as my MAC lip liners, and this one is in the nude. So this is such a wearable shade, and it's also a really great dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. Let me get this right. I think it's Pillow Talk, but I'll pop the name down below. But it is a really great dupe for that. And for £1, you cannot go wrong. And then the lipstick, which I mentioned, this is something I wore on my wedding day. This was my ultimate ride or die lipstick and still is. I just think it's a really flattering colour on the lips, and it is MAC Angel. To me, this is sort of like a really subtle nude pink shade, but it always looks so pretty on so many people, and this really is my ride or die lipstick. Okay, so I definitely have to have a setting spray in my ultimate makeup collection, and I haven't found anything drugstore worthy so far that really compares to this. So it has to be the Urban Decay All Nighter. This makes my makeup stick so well, just like the Nivea post-shave balm as well. This is such a great product. I've bought this for years now and it really just does the job, and it's also paraben free as well. And these setting sprays are so great. They're just such a professional formula and they really do what they say on the bottle. Right, so the last thing is actually a perfume, which is quite nice because I don't really talk about perfume often. I tend to only talk about it in my product empties, but this is my ride or die perfume. Again, this is going back to my wedding, but this is just so nostalgic for me and I'll always buy this. It's such a beautiful perfume. It is the Lancôme La Vista Belle. I've actually done a review on this on my blog if you want to go and check it out, but it is really hard to describe a perfume through sort of the camera unless you can smell it, so I'll just pop all the notes down below. I won't explain what it smells like, but it's just really potent and pretty and beautiful. It does have that slight musky smell which I like, but this to me is just the ultimate perfume and I'll treasure this forever because it was my wedding perfume. Okay guys, yay, I've finished. I've got through it all. So I hope you enjoyed my ultimate ride or die makeup collection. These products for me are just products I absolutely love. I may do this tag sort of in a few years time to see if anything has changed, but for now all these products are just my favourite ultimate face products. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to do this tag as well, and also if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter and Snapchat for more inspiration. And if you missed my last two previous videos, you can go ahead and click on the picture links and that will take you to that video. Thank you again for 4,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care guys, bye.